All right. Welcome to episode 1 of a side project we are doing here called... Shit, I forgot what it was called.
Caffeinated Super
Caffeinated Super Nerds presents Pablo Talks to his friends. And this is Josh. That's the one right here. We also have Kaz, but you can't see him because he's behind the camera. He's going to wave probably. There you go. Just trying to create more content, do more stuff, trying to figure out more things, do little 10 to 15, maybe 20 minute little segments where we're just going to talk about specific topics.
Push some shit out there.
Yeah. Because working is hard.
Amen to that.
Anyway, so today we are here with Josh and me. My name is Pablo. For a second time I just said that.
Are you
Let's
sure?
get started. Yeah, let's get started. So we're going to be talking about Star Wars. We're going to go through the whole saga of Star Wars, which, as far as I'm concerned, I think that... What was I talking about?
Star Wars?
Yes. So, I don't know. But personally, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. But as far as I'm concerned, everything that's cinematic, that's visual, starts with episode 1. Everything goes after that. You got the movies, the shows, the cartoons, everything takes place after that.
Yeah. All
Bonds
off of the first episode,
yeah.
pretty much.
I mean, as long as everything is technically right now currently considered canon, because we also have video games and stuff, but if we kind of don't look at the video games or the comic books so far, or books, everything starts with episode 1, so that's where we're going to start. So,
are you going to tell everyone just how obsessed you are with Star Wars?
Dude, it's not really an obsession. It's just, it's a hobby.
It's a small obsession.
Dude, I have 7 lightsabers, a full Jedi suit. I got 2 Jedi cloaks. The movies and DVD, Blu-ray. I have the original copy of the movies. I also have the re-release ones of 1997. But it's a small little hobby. It's
just a hobby, not an obsession.
I got some toys. I got Ahsoka Tano over there, next to Rukia and Asta. I don't know if you can see it.
But you heard it. It's not an obsession.
No, it's not an obsession. It's not, definitely not. When I first heard about Star Wars. Okay, so little side story. To hey, get to know us a little bit. So, I think I've already talked about this many times, but I'm Mexican.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, right? Oh my god. So, Spanish is my first language, right?
I can't believe you shared this with me.
Alright, so Spanish is my first language, right? And for a long time, I couldn't figure out what I had watched. And I kept describing it as the movie with the guy with the duck face. I'm like, la película del señor con la cara de pato. And I was talking about Darth Vader. I couldn't figure it out, dude. Because he's got that mask. And I'm like, dude, it's a duck, right? And I was like, hey, la película. And they're like, ¿cuál? Tiene la espada roja, tiene la cara de pato. Okay. I'm just saying,
I'm thinking this has something to do with Star Wars, but...
No, it does. Because I was trying to figure out what it was. Because I remember watching it, and I had no idea what I was watching. But then I was like, I need to know what this is, and I need to know now. And the only thing I had going for it was hey, there was this guy, he had a duck face, and a red sword.
Oh, it must be Vader.
It was Vader.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, hand me that, yeah. All that for this, dude. Opening. Actually, I lost the blade to this one, so it just makes noises. That's it. All right, Josh. First experience with Star Wars.
Wow, that was one hell of a fucking intro. First of all, I would like to say thank you for sharing, I feel honored to know that you're now a Mexican.
Yeah.
It's like when you're a Jedi, man. It's like I'm honored to know you're a Jedi. Oh, man.
Yeah, first experience with Star Wars obviously started with the original trilogy. 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Still say best friggin' movie is still 5, Empire Strikes Back.
That was a good one, yeah.
I still say best, but...
I mean, I think it's debatable, but yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously, I'm pretty sure, like most of us, I'm pretty sure that was obviously your first experience, too.
What?
It's just that original trilogy right there.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
it
I got
was,
hooked on that. Parents had those original VHS, so I watched those constantly, over and over again.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yes.
All right, so let's get started. Episode 1.
Awesome.
The Phantom Menace. For a long time, I thought his name was Darth Mule. And then it's like, it's Darth Mole. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. He doesn't look like a mole. But then again, he doesn't look a mule either. So
That's very true.
that was my whole take on it.
That is very true.
And then, first thoughts. Go take it up to Josh. Josh,
Okay.
what was your first impression of the movie when you first saw it compared to now that you just rewatched it recently?
I mean, when I first saw it, I thought it was cool shit when I first saw it. They're bringing back Star Wars. Hell yeah. Oh, I was all on board for that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Badass villain, Darth Maul is cool as shit. New lightsaber design. Throwing all sorts of stuff out there, you know? It's just... Now that I rewatch it, I'll pull the Pablo card. It's okay.
The thing with Star Wars is that it's not okay. It is amazingly fantastic. You know, people always like, oh, that pod racer scene is way too long. Dude, that pod racer scene is the right amount of length. It is perfect. In fact, when they did the extended...
Originally,
when they did the extended edition, that's even better. Because you see him, like, roll around. And then he does that thing with the plug thing when he has to, like, bring the little cable to hook himself back on. Dude, that shit was amazing, dude. I was like, oh, they added exposition to this.
I could have gone without the extended version of the pod racer
No,
scene.
dude, that shit was amazing. That was the best part of the best part. Okay.
The only thing I liked about that extended version is we saw more of the racers. And I was hooked on the Star Wars Episode 1 racer game when that came out. So,
Yeah.
you see all these racers on there, and then they actually put a lot of those into that extended scene. You actually see somewhat...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You actually see them in their pod racing and all this. Like, hey, I know that guy. I used him in the game.
Yeah.
That was
Dude.
probably the only thing that was good about the extended version of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just...
Okay. So, like, the story, obviously, it's the way the whole thing kind of starts out, like, they introduced Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts of Darth Vader and his first introduction?
I don't even know where to begin on that one.
Oh, really? Really? I
don't
can
know.
tell you exactly where you can begin on that one.
Are you an angel? What?
No shit.
Oh, man.
That is exactly where it starts, right? I believe that's
yeah.
one of his first scenes that he's actually just kind of brought into the screen. Honestly, like,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, like, I gotta say, if we're gonna, like, rank every single movie, I'm not gonna say it was the best one, because obviously it wasn't. But I feel like every single movie and every single experience, every single episode, they have their place, right?
They really do.
Yeah, because I know people complain, even about the new ones, just skipping ahead a little bit, but, like, even, like, with a new trilogy, people are like, oh, I didn't like this, and I didn't like that. But the thing is, like, it's a story being told by someone else, dude. Like, you really have no say on it. It's like how the way life plays out for somebody else, Imagine, like, somebody is like, oh, I didn't like the ending to your story, so they decide to just kind of go back and try to, like, fix your life.
It's true.
It'd be kind of cool, but it's just like a rewrite that doesn't really affect you.
It's true.
So-
all the story wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
There was just certain aspects of it. Like, I think Lucas overdid it with the CGI a little bit in those films.
Back in 2001, like, it was, I think, 1999 when the first one came out. Back in 1999, it was amazing.
Well, of course.
I remember it came out, and I was like, my goodness. This is great. Also, like, I just have to do this real quick, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay? It has nothing to do with anything.
Oh.
But I have to do my Jar Jar impression.
Oh. Floor is yours, sir.
Come on. What do you want me to say? What is the first thing he says? Oh, yeah.
Mr.
Gandalf.
Servant.
Mr. your humble servant. Mr. Warriors.
Me is it called Jar Jar Binks?
Excuse me. I speak. The ability to speak does not make one intelligent. I don't know.
All right. I think we could do a little better with the Liam Neeson, but
Oh, dude, I can't do Liam Neeson. Nobody can do Liam Neeson except for Liam Neeson.
yeah, Liam Neeson's too good.
Yeah, I
Yep.
know.
Can't.
I've been
just
trying
can't-
for years.
Can't
When it's-
replicate that one.
No, I've been trying for years. When it's like I've got a particular set of skills, and I'm like I can't get it. I don't have those particular set of skills.
Is that what he said to Jar Jar?
Yeah,
I've got a particular set of skills that make me a nuisance for people like you.
yeah. Okay. Also, actually, this kind of brought me to a point of something I was thinking about. So Liam Neeson's character Qui-Gon Jinn, obviously, right? So this guy was like supposed to be like one of the better Jedis, right? I mean, obviously he's always butted ahead with the council. They kind of bring that up and everything, you know. And there's like this whole thing, right? Like
apparently his main thing is the only
Rebellions.
reason he wasn't a master is just because of his attitude.
Yeah.
He was
So-
too rebellious.
Like I always kind of thought about it, like, hey, like this guy actually had something going for him. But just rewatching the movie recently, you know what I looked at that I had never actually seen before? You know how like the whole thing about the Jedis are like, oh, you're not supposed to use the Force except for like Jedi purposes. This fool basically throughout the entire movie is just setting himself up for like success. When he's like, when they go to the guns, right? Like one of the first things we see him do, like when he's in the guns, and they're like, "What are you gonna do with this fool?" And they're like, "I execute him or whatever," you know, like Jar Jar. And then he's just like, "Your God's the man, that your lives belong to me," and they just give him to him, and he's like, "I need a ship," and they gave him a ship. Like this fool's out there just
So,
waving his hand left and
You're
right.
saying, obviously, Qui-Gon's the reason Jar Jar survived. So
Yes.
in other words, Qui-Gon is partly responsible for the Empire.
It goes full circle. It goes full circle.
Damn.
It goes full
Qui-Gon's
circle.
secretly Sith.
I mean,
He knew that from the get-go.
yeah, because
He's like, I'm going to save this fucking Gungan's life.
because he was like, I need a guide, you know.
And years later down the road, he's going to bring about the rise of the Empire.
You know, if you think about it, it makes sense since he was Count Dooku's apprentice.
Oh, God, yeah. No shit.
He goes full circle.
Dude, I think we just fucking unraveled
Yeah.
some big mystery here.
All right. We're going back to Qui-Gon real quick, though. So,
I mean, I kind of never left Qui-Gon.
no, but I'm saying, though, like, just going back to it, like, okay, so,
We just unraveled the mystery
Yeah.
that he's secretly Sith.
yeah, so we see that, right? So he uses that there, and then again, he tries to use it on what's his name? Guado, the guy, right? But it doesn't work, and he's like, why are you waving your hand? He's like,
Watto.
yeah, Watto. And he's like, why are you waving your hands like you're some sort of Jedi? You know, obviously he can't do
I'm a
it.
Toydarian. Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money.
Yeah. And then what's his second trick after that doesn't work? He's like, I'll wager my ship for the boy. And the guy's like, all right, chance cue. And he's like, Blue, you take the boy, Red, you take the mom. And what does he do? What does Qui-Gon do? He uses the Force yet again.
He's
like,
a shady fucking Jedi. Oh, I'm sorry. Sith.
we're talking about the great Jedis, dude. Like this guy literally just went bloop
Yep.
throughout the entire story. You know, because for a long time I was like, no, man, like they're like, you know, like this is my guy, you know, and they're just throwing shade at him that he doesn't belong. And then going back and rewatching it, I was like, oh no, he deserved it. He
very
definitely
true.
deserved it.
Most of the movie.
Yeah. I'm surprised he even did that to Darth Maul. You will not stab me.
Shit. Might have worked.
Could have.
At that moment, he was like Snoop Dogg's. Snoop Dogg when he in the freak, he does his dance.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shut up
shit.
right there.
Don't matter. Nothing
Yeah.
about it here.
But you know,
Oh, man.
all right.
All in all, though, with Qui-Gon, like, I don't. I feel like they haven't given us too much on him
Movie wise,
because
no.
they basically make him, like you said, they make him out to be some crazy powerful Jedi and all this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movie, all we see is poof, he shows up, and then he dies.
It's true. Especially like you're
Oh
looking
no,
at like
I'm sorry. Rise of the Empire. Then he dies.
yeah. But anyway, overall, still one of my favorite characters. Still one of my favorite Jedi.
Oh yeah, he's Liam Neeson. That's cool shit.
Of course, you know. Thinking about Rob Royce right there. He's got an Irishman pretending to be a Scottish man, dude. Doesn't get any better than that. Oh, actually, it does. It does. Just like side note to something completely different. Highlander, one of my favorite movies of all times. You have
Christopher Lambert.
You have an American man who grew up like in France, pretending to be a Scottish man who can't pull off the accent. Well, you have a Scottish person pretending to be a Spaniard, pretending to be an Egyptian who won't drop his Scottish accent.
Dude, this is the ultimate Inception right here.
Think about it, dude. I remember the first time I watched that movie and I was like, yes!
It's the ultimate audible Inception.
Just complete random shit, like right off the side, but like Highlander. Just for the accents alone, I love that movie.
Yeah. I never thought of it that fucking deep, but...
But now you have...
Yes, I don't think that'll ever go away. Now I kind of want to rewatch Highlander.
Okay, back to Star Wars. Episode 1. What else were we talking about? Obi-Wan. The introduction of Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is a huge character throughout the saga. We were looking at the original ones. He's introduced as an old man, but now we get to see him as a Padawan before he actually becomes a master.
Obi-Wan, honestly, shit. Throughout the whole series, we really saw him grow.
Yeah.
Like, see him as a Padawan, going into regular knight, training Anakin, into a master, then exile, old man. Shit.
Mm-hmm. Force Ghost.
Man, fuck those prequels being about Anakin turning into Darth Vader. Damn.
It's the rise and fall in mediocre rise again of Obi-Wan. That was a real story right there.
Did you finish it? Did you finish Obi-Wan?
Not yet.
Oh no, I decided to start rewatching everything.
That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay. I was about to blitz.
My problem was no. Keep your mouth shut.
So, hey, like something I actually heard the other day. Like, I don't even know if it's true or not, but apparently it is canon. That the whole like story of Star Wars is actually being told by R2-D2, like 100 years in the future, like after it happened.
Okay, elaborate on this. Okay, this is a big fucking mind-blowing moment.
Let me just put up on Google, see if it pops up. Oh no. Yeah. So we say like 10 to 20 minutes. We're over at 20 minutes.
So get that for the next episode.
Hey, you doing this live? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm doing that live.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's like I'm like, this was over here like doing it live. I thought you were like recording something like TikTok or like when you put shit on your like Snapchat.
Oh no.
This was over here like recording this live.
What's up, people?
You got like one person viewing.
Hey. Huh? One person? I got 2. Well, there was 3 in here. There was 3.
Ooh, a whole whopping 3. Damn, we're moving up in the world.
Well, it's the weekday, so people's at work. I'm working right now, 9 to 5.
It's all right, people.
Keep working, people. Y'all good. Don't.
Say something while I look for this.
Oh, okay. Well, back on the topic of Star Wars, like we said, I think Qui-Gon secretly started the Empire now by keeping Jar Jar alive. And I have to say, just because of that, man, Jar Jar is looked at as the most hated creature on the entire galaxy pretty much now. Just because everyone looks at him as like, oh shit, he gave the Chancellor the supreme powers. He brought about the rise of the Empire. Fuck this Gungan.
Yeah, see what's not working.
Yeah.
Come back in the series.
Well, in actuality, he just had a fucked up life after that. He went back to Naboo. Just had a complete fucked up life. Fucking everyone hates him, and fucking he just basically made it as a street street performer, pretty much, doing stupid tricks on the street.
He said, "Want your dollar? Put it in my pocket, right?"
Yeah, there's this whole thing about he's just kind of he tries to entertain kids in the streets of Naboo, and everybody just kind of looks at him like, oh, that's the guy that screwed us over.
Yeah, literally like the most hated thing on the face in the whole fucking galaxy. Just because
All right, there you
Lisa proposed we give
go. Okay, just,
emergency powers to the Supreme Chancellor.
just real quick, read that for me. What does that say?
In a new book titled How Star Wars Conquered the Universe by Chris Taylor, it is revealed that according to Star Wars creator George Lucas, the entire story is actually being narrated by R2-D2 100 years after the events of the movies occurred.
I told you, I wasn't lying.
Holy shit. I mean,
makes
God, sadly that wouldn't make sense.
So you know, so
Fuck, think about it. R2 is there for just about everything.
yeah. So next time somebody
Holy
tells
shit.
you, oh, like this isn't accurate, or you know, there's like continuity errors. Just remember that a droid told a story 100 years after it happened, and it was kind of a shady little motherfucker that kind of like did his own
Well,
thing.
then I have to say R2 did a shitty job during the last fucking movie telling the story.
Well, if you remember during if you
'Cause
remember
R2, you left a lot of fucking plot holes in
well,
that fucking
if,
whore.
if you remember, okay, if you remember, so in The Force Awakens, he's shot off for most of the movie in the corner. Of course, he made a lot of plot holes. A lot of that shit is made up. He made most of it up just to fill in the gaps. Also, like, how did he know, like, that they were being attacked by giant praying mantis in episode 2? Oh, dude, I'm jumping ahead. You know, when he's, like, flying around with C-3PO. You know, or how did he know of what happened, you know, like, in the Gungan and stuff? Or how, like, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's ship exploded and they had to, like, sneak into the thing, into, like, a battleship and go down to Naboo. How did he know that happened when he's not introduced in the story until after all the other astromechs get destroyed when they're in the ship already escaping Naboo?
That's
like,
true.
they were like, "Wachoo!" He
They
made
had
up
to
a
embellish.
lot of it. He made most of it up. That's all it was. He made a lot of it up.
Holy shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Damn.
All right. And with that, I feel like we got our episode.